Hello everyone out there, welcome back to Life is a Bowl of Cashews, where life is sweet, salty, and a little nutty. I'm Brian Hall, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Paul! Hello, human.
Now, let's talk about some randomosity! Hello everybody out there, and welcome back to Life is a Bowl of Cashews.
Hi. I'm really excited.
Yes.
Welcome back to Life as a Bowl of Cashews. We have so much to randomly talk about today.
Oh,
Brian,
emphasis on the random.
Brian, I'm sad.
Why are you sad?
Brian, no one can see us. It's just it's just an image.
It has been an image for so long, but I think with the power of technology, we can change that.
No.
I think we can.
What?
I've been talking with a certain nanny who's been away for a while, and I think with the snap of my fingers, I can get us some video footage for people to see. Would you like that, audience?
Yes.
I can't hear you. I'm going to take that as a yes.
Wait, before you snap your fingers, who was the guy you know, I'm not Mary Poppins. That guy.
What? Oh, Yondu?
Yeah.
I'm Mary Poppins, yo!
That nanny, Yondu. Okay.
Oh, I
all
wasn't talking to that nanny, but that would be hysterical.
Okay.
No, we're talking to Yondu.
All right, friend. Make this happen. I want people to see us now.
All right. When I snap my fingers, you can see us. Wow, that was loud.
R.I.P. ears.
Hello.
Can you see us?
Yes.
I knocked my mic over. Hi, everybody. We're live. Not really. We're just on camera.
Well, for those of you guys who are listening in audio and are very confused by what just happened, on the YouTube version of this, you can now see us. So if that's something you want, head on over to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Life is a Bowl of Cashews.
Life is a bowl of cashews, and you can see us.
You might have to put the @ sign in front of it, like youtube.com/@
Life is
a Bowl of Cashews.
Of shoes. Not shoes. Cashews. Just believe me when I say that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Brian, we're doing this. This is
Yes,
very
we are.
exciting.
Yes, we are.
I like this.
And we're also starting something new with this podcast, are we not?
Yes. Okay, so because this... Oh my gosh, I was going to say what you say all the time, CastPod. Because of this podcast... Brian says CastPod. Because
I said CodPass.
CodPass, that's right. Because of the podcast is so random and based on...
Randomosity.
I like it.
That's why I got to drink
We're
water.
gonna
I
do
knew I was going to do that.
See? We're going to do a random topic generator each and every podcast. Unless you guys like want some topics, you can put in the comments or we make something that we're like, oh, we really want to talk about it. It's going to be a random podcast or a random topic generator. So
yeah. How much more random can you get?
you can't. So, Brian Hall, if you please.
All right, we're going to go through a couple of these topics. I don't know if we're going to just do the one that first pops up because we may not have anything to say about that. So we'll go through and find the one that we like. Oh, this will be interesting. What will phones be like in 10 years?
Do another one.
Another one. You don't want to do that one?
No.
Okay. How often do you stay up past 3 a.m.? We don't.
We don't.
We don't.
I'm in bed by 8:30, so...
Oh, I'm in bed before that sometimes. What's your favorite game to play?
God of War.
I feel like you just pick whatever game that I've been playing lately, because one of the things, he loves to watch me play games. He does not play, and we're specifically talking video games here.
Yeah.
I play video games all the time as a way to unwind and just chill out.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to do that, but he loves to watch me.
I do. I'm his gamer girlfriend, but I'm not. I'm telling you, it is so fun. I don't like playing games because I get so worked up I'm like, oh, I can't win. When I was a child, I threw a Nintendo controller at my friend's crotch. I don't want to play games anymore.
Yeah.
I don't have good frustration
Especially
tolerance.
because when you play games, I'm with you. I don't want to be that friend who's going to get a controller launched at him. I really don't want that.
I really don't want that
We tried
either,
playing
man.
games together once. Do you
Oh
remember
my
that?
gosh.
We tried some Smash Brothers together, and I think some
got
Mario Kart.
So sad.
Yeah, because I didn't know how bad this was with you, and I started doing some light, in my opinion, I thought it was very friendly smack talk.
No.
Like, not meaning anything by it.
Not
and
at
I
all.
like anytime I'd get you knocked out of the ring, I was like, yes!
Yeah.
And you were starting to get legitimately upset.
Yeah, I was actually I was like, why are you
So much so he just like
mean?
I was like, I'm not being mean. This is just I'm excited. I just
No.
won.
I
And he's like,
did
I don't
so-
know what I'm doing. And you got mad. You put the controller down and just left for a while.
I'm like, I gotta go.
And then I brought you
I'm not
back and I'm
playing
like,
this game.
okay, we'll play it again. But this time I will like I walked you through what every button did, and we like really went through.
You wouldn't help me with the buttons.
Because you said you knew Smash.
You wouldn't help me with the buttons.
In my defense.
And I was all like, but I need help.
No, in my defense, he before we started playing, he was talking smack about how great of a Smash Bros. Character you were.
was.
You were saying that because I'm like, oh, then you know the controllers. You're just trying to get me to stop so that you can win.
Past tense.
Right.
Not anymore.
So then I realized that was not the case. So we stopped. I had a whole like 20 minutes where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to attack you, but here's what I want you to do. Press
was
this button,
pretty
it does
funny.
that. Press this button, it does that. And then we tried playing it with no smack talk, and even then you still didn't like it.
I didn't. So I became a observer, a gaming observer. And
But you love
now I'm
watching
cool
me.
with it.
You've watched me play a bunch of games now.
Excuse me. Yeah, now, oh my gosh, you've been through like
We went through a ton.
20 million games together. My favorite game that you've ever played so far was the Star Wars game. That was a very fun
you know
game.
there's a sequel to that coming out.
I know. Harry Potter.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not the sequel.
No.
That would be
But
a
I know
weird
you're
sequel.
very excited about that
I
game.
am so excited about Harry Potter coming out. Oh my gosh. Have you guys seen the teaser for the Potter?
For the Potter.
I want to play it, so I'm making him buy it in every way. Very excited.
I'm trying to remember what the name of that Star Wars game was. It was the one. I cannot remember that.
I don't know.
I know. I'm sorry. You were on Harry Potter, and I got us off by thinking that, but I cannot remember it for the life of me. It was like, Star Wars, Path of the Jedi.
Yes. No.
No.
Taking that back.
What? There's been so many Star Wars games. The one with the dude with the red hair and he's got an orange lightsaber and it's like the newest one. Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes, that was it.
Jedi
But
Fallen Order.
You said Fallen Jolly Jedi. That made-
I'm a fallen jolly Jedi.
That's a really very confusing
yeah.
Jedi.
So yeah, Fallen Jedi is gonna get a sequel soon, so we're definitely gonna play that.
So Harry Potter,
Yeah.
Jedi.
Of course, we also got to do the new Legend of Zelda coming out.
I forgot about that one.
Yes, Tears of the Kingdom, the sequel to Breath of the Wild.
that's
He watched
coming.
me play most of Breath of the Wild, and I still blame him for not letting me. Okay, so we need to set this up.
What are we setting?
I was playing through Breath of the Wild on my own. That was when you started watching me play games. Was when I was going through Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Because you didn't realize you enjoyed doing that until I was playing Breath of the Wild. This was like
Right.
5 years ago. And I wanted to do not the full 100 completionist thing because I was not going after every Korok seed. There's 999 of those things. I am not doing that,
I did not know
especially
that.
when I found out your reward for that is literally like a golden piece of poo. No, I am not doing that.
What?
You get like this golden Korok seed that does nothing and it looks like a piece of poop.
No, I'm not.
I think that was just Nintendo going like,
disgusting.
haha, enjoy this completionist.
Wow, that's kind of petty.
I think
Okay,
so.
moving
But I
on.
wanted to do like every shrine. I wanted to do every major thing that I could do before attempting to fight Ganon.
Okay.
Because also, I'd been out of video games for a long time, and I really wanted to make sure that my character was strong enough to beat him when I fought him. And I was just loving the game so much. You started coming over and watching me play, and I remember there was one day I still had like maybe 20 shrines left to do. And you were like, no, I want to see the bad guy. I'm like, well, no, I got to go through all my shrines.
I sound like a 10-year-old.
No.
I want to see the bad guy.
Can I just see what he looks like? Because you can go like face him. And I'm like, yeah, but I probably won't win right now. He's like, yeah, just go. I just want to see what he looks like. You won't win. You'll die. And you go back and do all your shrines. I'm like, okay,
why are
that's
you
fine.
making me sound like some 10-year-old?
Because that's how you sounded in the moment.
I want to see the bad guy.
I didn't say that you were saying it loud and mean. You were just
You
were,
make me sound so innocent. That I want to see the bad guy, please.
I mean, that's kind of what it felt like. That you're just like, come on, dude, I want to see him. No, I want to do
At the
the
time, I was
shrines.
probably
Come
like
on.
34. That's really sad that I sounded like that.
I mean,
Anyway,
I sound worse than
continue.
that now at 31. So
Yeah, but you make money off of it. I don't.
you're not wrong.
Go ahead.
But yeah, so I was like, all right, that's a good point. I probably won't beat him. I've been out of games for a while. Fine, I'll go attempt to beat him. And of course, I beat him.
He did.
And at that point, I was like, well, now I don't want to finish the shrines because I finished the game. I know what happens now.
And going henceforth, forevermore, I played video games with him.
Yeah.
It's such
well,
a
you
sad
have
and
not
touching
played them. You have
story.
watched me play them.
That's because. Okay, but I want to say something.
Oh, okay.
It is really fun just watching people play video games because I'm not getting frustrated, so I don't care. So that is the fun part. But my favorite game...
I don't get I don't get super frustrated with games. It usually takes me a while. So you don't see much frustration.
I don't see you get frustrated with games often at all.
It does happen.
No, I mean, I think everyone does. But
oh, yeah.
I will say my favorite game so far, besides Star Wars, has been God of War.
Yeah, we have just been going through God of War.
It's
just finished.
Good story.
Oh, it is. We just finished the first game.
Yeah.
What, like 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm. And now we're on Ragnarok.
Yeah, we're on Ragnarok right now.
It's been really good.
Yeah, the first game was tremendous, and
such a good story.
We're not super far into God of War Ragnarok right now. We just found Tyr. That's where we are. We just found Tyr.
We're not very far.
Yeah, no. Probably only about 4 or 5 hours into the game.
But I want to talk about the first game for just a hot minute.
Go right ahead. I'm gonna grab my water real quick.
Because there is a character for those who have not for those who have not played. For those who have not played,
should we put a God of War spoiler announcement?
Oh, okay. Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't played God of War.
Not Ragnarok.
Not
just
Ragnarok. One. Don't listen.
Ragnarok, we're not really far enough to have.
Do not listen.
Big spoilers.
Turn it off. Do not listen. I mean, I don't think it's that crazy, but I'm more going to talk about one character.
Character, or like what one character did? Because I know there was what one character did. You still have not gotten over.
One character did, because he was such a butthole.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Oh my gosh, bro. Okay, we're gonna talk about. So if you want to play and you want no spoilers, not even like character flaws. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
No, I was letting you talk.
What'd I do wrong?
Nothing.
No, we cool?
We're cool.
Okay,
Go ahead,
I get worried. He scares me.
I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm kidding. Anyway, just cut away. Stop watching, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
Do not have it spoiled for you.
Here we go. Dudes. Okay. There is a character named Atreus.
Yes.
Atreus is Kratos' son.
Yes.
Okay. Kratos is the God of War. I am not telling you any further on that. I'm just saying he is a God of War.
We've already given a spoiler warning.
No, but I don't want to go any. There's no need to go into that. So he is a God of War. Great. Good for him. His son did not know at the time that I knocked over my mic. I'm so excited about this. Hold on. Okay, so Atreus, the son, Kratos' son, does not know at the time, okay, that he is half God and half something else. Cool. Moving on. The minute that Kratos tells this kid that he's half God, the arrogance comes from this child. I cannot. And
he was mad.
As a father, I wanted to punch him straight in the head. Just be all like, I'm going to throat punch you. Stand over here. What's going on? What's going on with you, child? Okay, let's talk about it. First of all, what are your opinions, Brian Hall, on Atreus' horrible attitude towards his father? I would, by the way, never, ever punch a kid in the throat, nor anything else. But I don't like Atreus. In that moment in time, I did not like Atreus, and even this man wanted to punch him directly in the eyeball. Go ahead, Brian.
I mean, he's part God. He'd be okay.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
He needs an attitude adjustment.
No, that's what I mean. If you punched him, he's half God. He'd be fine.
He'd probably be fine, which is cool. But I just am so annoyed with his attitude.
Well, he doesn't have the attitude anymore. So, yes, in that, there is a section of the game where he is absolutely a little irredeemable little monster. He absolutely is. To quote the Puss in Boots, "You're an irredeemable monster."
Seriously, though.
What took you so long, idiot? That was very much... that's kind of how we felt with him. Like, the whole game...
Wait. That was like the newest Puss in Boots.
That's literally what I was quoting.
I thought it was Jiminy Cricket on his shoulder.
Well, yeah, it was the Jiminy Cricket character.
I wasn't even paying attention.
Oh, I'm
All
not
right.
a locust, sir.
Yeah.
I'm your conscience.
Yeah.
There's good in all people. Oh, you're an irredeemable monster. What took you so long, idiot? And he flicks him off his shoulder.
All right, go ahead.
That's exactly what I was quoting.
You were.
But I'm glad you
that's not
caught
okay.
it. I'm glad you caught it.
I'm not good at movies. All right, go ahead.
But yeah, so yeah, if you haven't played the game, Atreus is actually really cool through most of the game.
Yeah.
Most of the game, he's really cool.
He's
but yeah,
fun.
once he finds that out, oh, he is a horrible little snot.
Oh,
He
my
is a
goodness.
every 2 seconds, it's just like, oh, well, everyone should just stay out of our path. We're perfect. We're gods. And there's a guy with us whose name is Mimir, and
love
he's one of the best characters ever. I love
that
Mimir,
guy.
and he's just over there going, "Are you sure you shouldn't be like wiping this out of his mouth?" And he's talking to Kratos.
Yes.
He's just like, "This is crazy. You need to take a chill pill." He's not saying those
No, yeah.
words, but he's basically like telling, like, both Kratos and Mimir are both like, "Dude, step it down a notch. You have gotten way too big for your britches."
And he kept like approaching bad guys that didn't even want to come near Kratos. He would just randomly approach bad guys and start antagonizing them in order to fight. That's what I was like, why are you doing this?
he was being horrendous.
Even Kratos was like, boy, knock it off.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Kratos.
And Mimir was like, I'm gonna have to kill you if you don't stop.
Yeah, the game knew, and like it's a story plot.
Yeah.
Because later Atreus gets put in his place. Let's put it that way.
Was the best.
Oh, it felt so good to
best,
see him.
best.
To see him eat that big old
Oh.
piece of humble pie.
It
I'd be
was
like, oh, that was messed up. Okay, I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Oh,
So,
even Atreus questioned, like,
oh yeah,
was
so-
that me?
yeah.
Yes, you little butt. It was you.
So even then, carrying that over, like, so in the game, like he says, he sees his actions. He literally sees himself do some of these actions going, oh, that wasn't me. And it's like, no, that was you.
Yeah.
And he changed in that instant and was great the rest of the game.
I love
But
that
even
Kratos-
then,
Go ahead.
even then, that stuck with us so much. We're going through Ragnarok right now. And granted, he's being a little arrogant, but not much.
Not
Not
much.
nearly
Like,
to that
normal
degree.
teenage arrogance.
Normal
I'm
teenage
okay
arrogance.
With that. Yeah.
When Kratos is like, you need to stop this right now, he'll straight up say, oh, yes, sir. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I
He
went
has
too far.
that respect back
He
for
has
his father.
respect.
Yeah.
He had no respect in that scene, in the
There
earlier
was
scene. But
none.
that's still set with us for so long. Anytime he says anything in Ragnarok, we just go to, boy!
Yeah.
We're just
Boy!
ready to be upset with him. And we're
Boy!
like, but wait, he's not as bad as he was before. But we're still mad about how much of a jerk you were.
Frustrating. So frustrating. Oh
gosh.
my goodness. But to say the least, he got better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, your attitude's way better. So now in Ragnarok, he's more just like we said, like arrogant teenager.
Yeah,
'cause
but
he's
like
growing up.
normal teenage levels,
Yeah.
he still respects everybody
Very
around
respectful. I like him. But before,
Yeah.
He's
just
was
very-
like,
he's
if
very-
you fell off this cliff right now, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, him in the first game at that point was just him being an obnoxious brat. In this one, he's just very idealistic and doesn't see the world for what it is, but rather what he wants it to be.
Yeah.
And that's much more forgivable, much more
Yeah.
understandable, other than just being a little snot.
Right. Like, and he's doing, much better, far kinder, more respectful, and has
100%.
kind of like a perspective now of like, and like what Brian was saying, he's like, okay, I want the world to look this way, and as a god, I can do this.
It's
but
like, well, not
you can't, dude, but
quite.
whatever. But, and only because you have to understand the story.
His intentions are noble.
His intentions are cool, but before his intentions were...
Oh, no.
Oh, they were a mockery.
Oh, his
I
intentions
was
before
like,
were horrendous.
Stop, but the best part, though, was in the first game when Kratos was sucked into this realm. And when Atreus pulled him out of the realm. Now, mind you, we're thinking Atreus, it's like, you know what? You're this little kid. You're not that powerful. You can barely shoot an arrow. Like, whatever, dude. We come out of this portal, and there are these things called dark fairies.
No, dark elves.
Dark elves. Okay, and Kratos was fighting these things, and they weren't easy to fight.
No, they were pretty tough.
And so we come out of this realm, and Atreus, all we see is Atreus kind of yelling at Kratos, going like, "You've been gone for a long time, blah, 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 blah." And the camera like kind of pulls out.
And Kratos is his perception, the one we're playing as, he was gone for about maybe 30, 45 seconds.
Not even. It was just like boom, in, out. But Atreus pulls him out, and the camera zooms out and like kind of pulls out. And there are hundreds of dark elves that are like dead.
Because Atreus took him out himself.
Atreus beat the holy heck out. Just like, how many were? Oh, there were hundreds piled on top of each other.
It was a bunch.
And both Brian and I were like this. Oh,
that was when we started thinking, oh, there's something to this.
Yeah.
Now, we had not played any of the previous God of War games.
No. We're not aware of any.
This was our
games.
first one, the 2018 PS4 game.
Yeah.
That was our only one. So everything that was a surprise to Atreus in this game was a surprise
to us. Because we were like, whoa,
so that was when we started thinking, oh, there's something going on with this kid. How can he do this? But now we get it now. We didn't realize that Kratos was a god.
Yeah. Because we didn't know at the time that Atreus was a god.
We knew there was something that he was hiding from Atreus.
We knew
but we
he
didn't
was,
know what.
Yeah, but it was so funny because the camera, we're like, oh my gosh, calm down, dude. It's been 45 seconds. And he's like, no, it's been forever. And the camera pulls out and you're like, oh, it has been forever.
We had to have been at least gone like 2 or 3 hours in the game.
No, he said days.
Did he say days?
I think it was days we were gone.
Wow.
So he beat the holy cajoles out of all these people. And we're like, you are a powerful child.
Yeah.
So it was just funny to see it because we were like, oh, well, this changes a couple of things.
Yeah, it does.
Even Mimir was like, you did this? Like, he was questioning it.
That must be something to this kid. Well, he knew. He knew what Kratos
and Kratos knew. And Freya knew.
Yeah.
But yeah, Atreus did not know.
Yeah.
And then further along in the story, you find out what other half he is. And you're like, oh, that explains more.
Well, I think it explains less. I still have a few bones to pick with that. I don't understand it. Maybe it'll get explained through Ragnarok, I'm going to hold.
Ragnarok, or maybe previous games explain it and we didn't even know.
Maybe. My whole thing is, like, I don't know, because everything that I've seen about the previous games, I don't know. I've never played them, but I looked at it a little bit, and to my understanding, none of it took place in this environment. And so because of that, I don't know if we met Atreus' mom.
Oh, that's true.
So I don't know, because that's my big question is his mom. I'm like, how can you be this thing when nobody knew this? This is not really something you can hide.
Yeah.
Well, or maybe you can. Maybe you can. I don't know.
Because when Kratos had that flashback, even you and I were like, she's not what we expected. Like,
right, it does
because of the type of being she is. We were expecting something very different.
Yeah, I like how we said that we're going to go into spoilers, and yet we're trying to save spoilers.
I know, because like it's spoilers, but it's not.
Yeah, I that was when we found that out. You were just like, "Oh, that makes so much sense," and I'm like, "No, that makes less sense. Yeah. How did no one notice? That's not something you hide. It's not like, oh, I have a sixth finger. I'm gonna buy a pair of gloves and hide the other finger. You can't really do that with this thing.
It's like what's his name on
Inigo Montoya and Princess Bride.
What's his name? I can't remember characters. You know the guy and they're in a forest. It's one of my favorite shows, and I can't remember the name right now.
I don't know.
It's a cartoon.
Oh, you're talking about Gravity Falls?
Yes, Gravity Falls. He had 6 fingers.
Yeah.
Why do you everything you say reminds me of something? I'm like, you know that guy, and I can't remember the name.
Well, you don't know movies and TV shows like I do. My brain's hardwired for that. See, you can recall these facts for things that actually matter.
That's not true.
Oh, how many times do I have to come to you to be like, I don't know how to do this typical adult thing I should know to do. How do I schedule a doctor's appointment?
First of all, it was more complex than that.
It
so
was
give
more
yourself some
complex than
credit.
that.
It was more complex. And if the only reason I know how to navigate these systems is because I've worked them now for, 10 years?
Yeah, and I know all these movie stuff because I've worked with them for 10 years.
That is true. I don't remember anything. But Gravity Falls is one of my favorite TV
It's
shows.
my job to do this.
But to go back to Kratos and to God of War,
Yeah.
I will say, great game in general.
Yes, wonderful game. The
Wanted
gameplay
to kick
is
Atreus in the
fantastic.
face, but that settled very quickly because once he realized how bad of a kid he was being because of issues, we forgave him.
Yeah.
But overall, that is like the coolest game.
It was pretty cool. It did win Game of the
love
Year
it.
in 2018, and I think it
Did it?
deserved
Okay.
it.
My favorite thing was this. So we were like playing the game. This isn't a spoiler alert, I don't think, but just in case. We were playing the game, and this is one of our first like fights, kind of like and Brian's gained more power and more levels and more XP, like all these things. And all of a sudden, he goes and he's fighting this dude. And he does this power move, and he chops the guy's head off. And both arms, and we both go like this. Whoa!
I think that was in Ragnarok.
Yeah, it was.
I think that was just yesterday.
Because we were
playing.
like, what? Because that was brand new. That
We
never
had-
happened before.
In the first game, like you go into these combos and it's like the same thing every time, and it's a really cool finishing
It is.
move.
It's neat.
But in Ragnarok, they switch it up a lot,
Oh yeah.
and they're pretty brutal deaths. You're like, whoa.
But Brian, do your face. Can you do your? You were like, because
Whoa.
we were both like, did that just happen? Like it was really crazy. I was like, I kicked my mic. I like hitting things. But yeah, it was pretty funny. It's hilarious to watch. Like, because sometimes they do, like he said, they switch it up so much now.
Yeah.
It's not always the same thing over and over.
No, it
surprises you.
They have a few that they rotate between, but still, it's super cool.
It's funny. It is actually really funny. Okay, so
Wait, you talked about your favorite games. I haven't got to talk about my favorite games.
that's what I was gonna ask you.
Oh, sorry.
Jeez. Rude.
Okay, go ahead and ask it.
No, we're gonna end the podcast now. I don't want.
No.
Well, that's all of Life Bowl Cashews.
No.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Brian Hall, what's your favorite game?
Well, my absolute favorite.
That's enough
game,
of that. That was rude. Your face. All right, go ahead.
My absolute favorite game, I've mentioned it a few times on the channel, is Banjo-Kazooie. Which you've watched me play. You do not have my same sentiment, and that's okay. You don't have to. You looking for it?
Where is it? Give me it. First of all, why is the tag on it still? This is ridiculous. What are you, a
'cause
collector person?
No, it just...
Oh my gosh.
You knocked Kazooie out of the bag. How dare you, sir? This
Excuse
is not
me. I need to get
Banjo-Tooie.
Kazooie.
This is not Tooie. She cannot leave the bag.
Do it. Do the noise. Okay.
Oh. He loves the talking bits.
That's because they sound funny. It's the best
They
way I
do.
can put it. They just sound so stupid. And I'm just
But
like,
that's
what?
That's the fun of it.
I know it is.
It's a bunch of gibberish.
I know it is. They are very cute characters. I mean, I'm gonna put two. Is it Tooie? What's his name?
Kazooie.
This is Kazooie.
Because
Oh,
Banjo, Kazooie, Banjo, Kazooie.
Oh, and he sits in this backpack.
She does.
You know the gender of the bird, really?
Her name is Kazooie. It's not that hard to figure out.
I'm sorry. Is that a
No, I mean-
specific gender of a name?
I mean, throughout
Kazooie?
the game, they call her the whole time, and sometimes
No,
they call her a
no.
boy, and she's like, "No, I'm a girl."
Sir,
it's a point.
I just want to point out to you that you said it's Kazooie. It's obvious.
Well,
What?
I'm
You
not,
don't know that.
Not
That's the
by.
most
I'm sorry.
neutral name.
I realized when I said that it sounded like I was referring to the name, and I was like, no, it's the character of
This is
Kazooie.
stupid, isn't it?
It's like throughout the game, she's mistaken for a guy all the time, so she's like, I'm a girl.
That's
Or
well,
like-
so yeah, because normal people would mistake.
Exactly. Well, that's the joke. I'm like,
Oh.
it's Kazooie. Of course she's a girl because of the character, not the name.
Oh. You
But I
were
realized as I
referencing the
said
joke.
that, I was like,
Oh.
wait. that's I realize how you would have mistaken that.
If
I didn't
you-
mean the name itself. I meant
If
the
you
character.
didn't know us, you would think we hated each other and have nothing in common, which we kind of don't have anything in common, but we do.
But we're best friends.
But we are best friends. But it's really funny because sometimes conversations like this, people will be all like, do you guys like never, are you not on the same? Because he takes everything very literally and I very am like abstract sometimes. So we don't touch base sometimes.
So
Anyway,
sometimes we
continue.
have to really have those moments.
And
yeah.
I don't. Yeah, anyway.
So yeah, Banjo-Kazooie is my favorite game like ever because of mainly nostalgia
Sad.
reasons. I will agree. But it's still it still holds up really well.
It's a fun game.
It is really, really fun. But if I had to pick something a little more recent, I would probably pick Horizon Zero Dawn.
It's because of dinosaurs and robots.
Well, they're not all dinosaurs. Like,
They're all dinosaurs.
no, they're not all dinosaurs. There's a bunch of animal ones. There's like, the one.
Animals and dinosaurs, sorry.
But still, they're not all dinosaurs. They're not all like, oh, there's a robotic stegosaurus. We have not had that yet. Please, in the third game, include that. I'd love that. Like, we have an elephant one in the newest game, the Forbidden
That's
West.
too fragile to pick up, or I would have.
Oh, you're gonna get my.
Yeah.
I
fragile?
if you guys are watching the video one,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
pretty fragile. Please don't pick it up.
Very
I have a Lego model of
Oh.
a tall neck from Horizon.
Wow, that thing is fragile.
Yeah, I had to put it together. If you grab it from the base, it's probably
No.
okay.
No, because it moves forward.
Oh yeah, but it's not going to move too far forward. It will move a little bit. You can grab the base and it'll be fine.
You can do it yourself, because if I break it, I'll feel guilty.
Okay. Well, I
like
have
3
off
hours.
screen. There is a Lego version of a tall neck that I put
It's
together.
really cool that he put together. Yeah.
Mhm. And I've got a figure of
Oh, that's right, the elephant.
of the Trimmer Tusk.
Tremordos.
I almost called it a Great Tusk. I'm like, no, that's Pokemon.
Can you hear how nerdy he is?
Oh,
love
I
it.
know. You're always surprised by
love
this.
it.
You're like, you sound like a nerd. I'm like, I am a nerd.
But then again, I
'Cause
get
then-
on my nerd rants, so
Well, I
can't
mean,
get
like
mad.
you have your moments where you're talking to somebody about mental health, and imagine me sitting there, you talking about something about mental health, and I'm like, you sound like a therapist. It's like, I am one.
Well, if you put it that way, yeah, it sounds like
Yeah, you
duh.
say that all the time, just like, you sound like a nerd. I'm like, yeah.
Is that how I say it?
You don't say it quite like that. No, you laugh
sound
like,
like
you
a
do.
nerd.
You laugh and you're just like, you sound like a nerd. Do you know that? I'm like, yes. I am one. I fully
Oh
admit
my
to
gosh.
being one.
Oh my gosh, really quickly, this is going to be a tangent. So finish your game thing, because I want to talk about Disneyland. Go ahead.
Okay.
Because there's a reason. Go ahead.
But yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. I loved both of them.
Forbidden West was fun.
It was. You watched me play
I
that
liked that
one.
game.
You
That
didn't
was a
really
fun
watch
game.
me play the first Horizon. You didn't like it.
No, the first Horizon bored me, but the Forbidden West, I was like, okay, this is actually kind of cool.
Well, the first story was, I think, just as interesting, if not more so. But you only saw the gameplay parts. You never saw the story, because that was when I started playing that like right after Breath of the Wild, and you had just started to kind of watch me.
Yeah.
So you never saw any of the story beats happen, and I tried to explain it, but I didn't know the main story yet, so you were just bored by the main idea of it.
Probably. I get bored very easily. It's
Yeah.
called ADHD.
Well, as we now discovered, I have it too. So that's fun.
It's been an intriguing.
Yeah.
It's been very intriguing, very enlightening too.
Very enlightening.
Anyway,
But yeah, all that to say, yeah, those two I'd probably put up at the top. Breath of the Wild would probably be up in the top 5 as well.
Breath of the Wild was great.
Oh, it was phenomenal.
I can't wait for Tears of the Kingdom and Harry Potter.
There's gonna be a lot of good games coming out.
I'm
soon.
really excited.
But yeah, that's my main thing, because those games are really cool. Okay, so what do you want to say about Disney?
Okay, so this is random and very tangential, but this whole podcast is random tangential. So we went to Disneyland for their first day
Of the 100 year.
of the 100 year of the Disney company.
Yeah, we were there for the first day of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yes.
All that.
Which was awesome, by the way.
Oh,
So
the
if you ever
ride
get
was
a
really
chance,
fun. We haven't done
great
the
chance.
one in Florida, so we can't compare it, but
No.
the one in land was a lot of fun.
And he has a video coming about it.
Oh, it
so
should be
you
out by
can-
this time.
Oh, cool.
Or
Okay,
it'll
so
come
yeah.
out the day
So
this
watch
comes
it,
out.
because it's actually pretty cool. But I want to say this. So the fame conversation we had. Wait. And this is a good thing. I loved every second of this. So Brian did a really cool video. Will the video be out by the time I talk about it?
No, but you can go ahead and talk about it.
Okay. So Brian did a really cool video where we went around and he played a game with people that approached him. And the game was basically guess the voice, get a gift card.
Yeah.
I loved the idea. And I'm like, that is such a good idea. And I think you and your strategist made that up, or...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, great idea. Loved it. So, we were going around doing it. And I just want to say, the faces on everyone that approached him was like pure shock and surprise, because they thought they were coming up, oh, can I get a picture? And people were so great and loving and very kind. And he's like, oh, of course, because Brian is great, loving, and kind. And I say that with such like, oh, but it's a good thing, right? So he was amazing. And I would then go like, hey, do you want to be on one of his videos? And they're, oh, and then if you do this, you get $25 or like a Disney gift card. Oh my gosh. When they got the $25 gift card, when he was playing games with them, that interaction, beautiful. Chef's kiss.
Like, and that video will be out soon.
It was such a cool experience. So to go back to the Fame podcast, if you haven't listened to it, listen to it. It's a little serious, but it's good. By the way, we've been getting really good comments on it. Like, thank you for being real. Thank you for being human. Thank you for talking about your emotions. Thank you for talking about your experiences. I loved every second of the comments. But go back and watch it if you haven't, or listen to it, because it wasn't on video. Well, it wasn't. You know what I mean. Anyway, so... But it really does, like, this and that were, like, perfect together, because it's like, oh, man, yes.
Especially because we were experiencing all this before that podcast episode came out.
Yes, and I was like, oh, and I want to say to, like, all his fans, audience, whatever, dude, Brian loves when you guys come up to him and talk to him. Really, truly. And I see it every time, because I just don't see it in the audience or the fans' faces. When we leave, you don't see what I see. Like, right? You don't see behind the scenes. You don't see how hard this man works to try to understand you guys as fans, ask questions, and engage you the best as possible. And then when we leave a fan interaction, I'm telling you, he lights up. He gets super excited. He's like, I'm so happy they like our content, his content. Like, this is great. I'm happy it's making an impact in their life. So to say is like, listen to the Fame thing, tie this into it. Dude, it was awesome. So I just wanted to say that.
Well, thank you.
There we go.
That was super sweet.
There we go. That was my little... I don't know what that was, but stop hitting things, Paul. What is wrong with you?
That's not where I thought you were going to go with that story.
Where were we going to go? Where was I going to go?
I thought you were going to... This would be more like a joke angle. I didn't think you were going to go that serious.
Oh.
So the joke that I thought you were going to do was when we got to Disneyland and we weren't filming that part yet.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. So infuriating. Oh, that was... Tell it. You tell it. You tell it.
So when we get to Disneyland, I'm getting recognized pretty frequently.
Probably
pretty early on.
5-10 minutes.
But yeah, the first part of our day was focused on like getting into Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, getting into the park, filming stuff for a vlog that I was doing, really harping on that. And we were getting recognized a lot during that time. And then once we were like, okay, we got that stuff done, let's start focusing on doing the Guess the Voices thing. Stopped getting recognized like almost immediately.
Nothing.
And it was really bothering you a lot.
I was like, they were coming up to you in droves. What happened? And I mean, there was a group of people, and I'm like, this is ridiculous.
We got it. We eventually got it all.
Finally got it. But he was right, because he said, stop looking for them and they'll come. It's like that old saying, if you build it, they will come.
And it
really was. The minute I stopped looking for people, Brian, it's like, oh, good. So we started filming more.
And we got it. I just thought it was funny because you would just be like, no, we're going to stop in like New Orleans Square and we're just going to wait for people to recognize you. I'm like, that's usually not how this works. It can happen, but usually it's when you're just, going about your day. That's when people find you. That's what happened.
Did not work. But at the end, great content. Do watch it if it comes out when it comes out.
Oh, it will come out. It's not an if, it's when.
Anyway, yes, quite amazing. Great video. I filmed it.
He did.
I filmed it.
I think that's a good place for us to wrap up. What do you think?
I like it. Guys, this was our first video podcast.
And our first one using the content generator. I think
I like it.
I know the plan is to kind of keep that as like a mainstay to hint with the randomosity.
That's
so let us know what you guys think. Did you guys like let the content kind of like the generator like pick our content?
It was kind of cool. And put comments. Like, what do you want us to talk about? Or what do you want us to look at? Whatever. Like,
we are not...
Nothing political.
Yeah.
We don't do politics.
Yeah.
It's not fun to talk about.
No.
Anyway, sans that was great. This was great. Love it. What? Oh, thank you for... I can't remember things. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for listening. Spread the word. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Literally. Get it? See?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.